wanna fuck me, get your ass in. Dolce ain't gon' burn out all that fashion. If a nigga try me up, you know we blast in. Yeah, walk in, start taxing.
YouTube, man, what's up with it, bro? This your boy Dre. Like I always say, we back in it bit, man. And on today, bro, we gonna be reacting to the Naziyah Harris case. Now, I was gonna react to the news video, but I don't know if I get like a copyright claim or a copyright strike for that. So I just picked Mr. Storybox. I've kind of already been in tune with this story, but I just want to make a reaction video to kind of see what really going on. So I don't watch some stuff, but not a lot of it. I don't watch like some people testify and some people, you know what I'm saying, get up on the stand and tell what happened that day. My condolences go out to the family. I don't condone stuff like that. That's messed up that what's happened. And the sad part is they ain't found the body yet. They say they found the body, but they don't know if that's her body. But a lot of people saying that they don't think it's her body. Then a lot of people saying that it could be her body. But the Detroit police are waiting for something to happen so they can see if it's the body. I don't know if they waiting for it to, like, they say something about freezing or something like that. I don't know. I don't understand all that. Y'all drop down in the comment. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. Yeah, man, y'all drop down in the comment. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see in the future. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Y'all follow my social media. Also been a link in the description, bro. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate me, man. Y'all get comfortable, man, because, I mean, the video 13 minutes. We're right at 13 minutes. I won't say grab a snack because the situation that happened right here did make you don't really want to eat now. But that being said, man, we're going to get hard right into it, all right?
Naziyah's case continues until more evidence is brought forward as they try to understand what really happened to the missing teenager. Naziyah Harris was born in the year 2010 to her devoted mother and distant father Mervyn Jennings in the city of Detroit, alongside the rest of her loving family. Little is known about her childhood, but what we do know is that she was mostly raised by her auntie Shannon, who for whatever reason decided it would be for the best to keep her away from her father Mervyn. So for most of her younger years, he didn't even know where she lived. But despite these issues, growing up, Naziyah didn't seem to let this affect her, as she would spend a lot of time with the rest of her family, including her cousin Roxy, who she was particularly close with, and together they grew up with a similar mindset of making the most of what they had. As Naziyah moved into her teenage years, however, she found herself with less free time as she would begin to attend middle school, with her auntie Shannon opting to send her to J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy at the age of 13. However, just a few months into her first year of middle school, it was alleged that Naziyah's auntie had begun to see a new man, who at the time carried a long rap sheet of abuse from his past, with many locals claiming he had fathered multiple children with underage girls in the area. But despite the clear warning signs, nobody was able to convince Shannon about the mistake she was making, and so, just 4 months into the school year, an event would take place that would send shockwaves throughout the community, when the teenage girl would mysteriously disappear on that fateful day in January.
Damn.
On Tuesday, the 9th of January, the 13-year-old girl was packing up as she finished her day at school, and in typical fashion then headed over to the bus to get a lift home. At approximately 2:50 p.m, Naziyah was captured on a surveillance camera as she sat alone on the bus seat awaiting her stop, and then just a few short minutes later, the bus would pull up on the corner of Cornwall Street and 3 Mile Drive, where she would thank the driver and exit the bus as she would normally do every day. However, on this particular occasion, rather than walking straight back to her house, something out of the ordinary would occur, as Naziyah would fail to return home that night, leaving her family worried sick as they imagined the horrific possibilities. But trying to remain positive, they held out hope that she would eventually turn up safe, given that she was known to stay out past her curfew from time to time. However, when the next day came with Naziyah still remaining absent from the home, her auntie Shannon began to panic, and after attempting to call the teenager and bombarding her cell phone with messages, she ultimately accepted that the situation was far more concerning than first thought. So, with nowhere else to turn, Shannon Harris would eventually contact the Detroit Public School Police to inform them that her 13-year-old niece was missing and endangered. On Wednesday the 10th of January, the Detroit Public School Police would respond to a call from a concerned guardian as she pleaded with the officers to help find her loved one. By this point, Shannon had reached out to everybody she could think of, including close friends and family. But despite her efforts, not a single person came forward to say that they had seen Naziyah that day, with her official last sighting being the moment she was captured on the surveillance camera of that bus. So, given the fact that Naziyah was a missing child, the police immediately raised the alarm bells and contacted the US Marshals for backup with the case. Federal law enforcement were also brought in to assist, and together the officials worked hard to find Naziyah, with the community also coming together to spread the word by putting up posters around the neighborhood. Police crews were very thorough with their search efforts as they scoured a nearby pond located near Gratiot and 14 Mile, with hope that evidence would be uncovered, but also concerns that they may find a body. However, their efforts would unfortunately not lead to any new evidence, as nothing was found in the pond. But despite their misfortune, the Detroit police would later come out to say that the department's Major Crimes Division was going to continue the search, this time in the nearby area of Clinton Township, also asking the public for help as they begged anyone with information about the case to call in immediately. So, with the case in a constant state of escalation, hopes were high amongst the community that it wouldn't be too long until a lead would come forward that would aid in the search for Naziyah. But little did they know that a potential suspect had been hiding in plain sight the entire time, when he was suddenly arrested for crimes against a minor, just 2 months on from Naziyah's disappearance. On Monday the 4th of March, a man named Jarvis Ramon Butts was arrested by the Detroit police after a teenage girl came forward to accuse him of an offence dating back to June of 2015. According to her, this was not the only occasion as well, as she would go on to accuse Jarvis of multiple counts over the course of an entire year, with the aim of ensuring he would be severely punished for his wrongdoing. So, given these egregious accusations, alongside his long rap sheet of past offences, the police immediately burst into action and brought the ex-convict into the station to find out more information about his involvement. From here, he was then heavily interrogated by the detectives, eventually being able to extract a piece of evidence that would potentially seal his fate. But on top of this, the police were also able to uncover that he had been dating a woman in the recent months who just so happened to be the official guardian of the missing teenager Naziyah Harris. So, upon learning this valuable piece of information, the police then started to look at Jarvis as a potential suspect in her case, given that he was not only a convicted offender, but that he was also allegedly living in the same house as Naziyah around the time of her disappearance. However, despite the clear and obvious connections between the two parties, to this day, the police have still not been able to get a confession out of him, and therefore, they are continuing to investigate all avenues in the case, with the hopes that it won't be too long until justice is finally served. Now, unfortunately, as far as the official investigation goes, this is all we know for now. But given the fact that Naziyah may have been living with a convicted offender during the time of her disappearance, this has left the community almost certain that the guilty suspect has been identified, with Jarvis set to be in court later this year for another crime. Her family, however, appear to have mixed emotions about the situation, as if Jarvis is in fact responsible for the teenager's disappearance, they are understandably worried about what that means for Naziyah. After all, she has now been officially missing for over 7 months, so alongside the incredibly concerning details that surround her case, it's no surprise that they are starting to feel that the likelihood of her safe return is only growing weaker as the days pass. So with this in mind, and as we wait for the courts to decide if Jarvis is guilty or not, let's get into some of the potential theories.
Damn, boy.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Now, if you are a returning viewer to my channel, then you know that at this point in the video I will usually attempt to rattle off a number of different theories as to why Naziyah disappeared and what could have happened to her. But given the recent update regarding Jarvis Butts, I find it extremely difficult to imagine any other suspect that could be responsible. So rather than wasting time theorizing any other possibilities, I thought it would be better to simply look a bit deeper into this particular suspect, as there are honestly so many reasons why the public are vilifying him. First of all, this man, who is currently in his 40s, has been involved in several different cases over the years related to offences towards children under the age of consent. In fact, within the local community, he is known as somebody who specifically preys upon younger girls, and is even rumoured to have fathered several different children with these underage girls over the years. But that's not all, as he also has accusations against him for abuse against older women, including the very person he was supposedly dating, who also happened to be Naziyah's parental guardian. Now, I can neither confirm or deny if the following information is accurate, so for legal reasons I have to say that all of this information is only alleged until proven in court, so please take what I'm about to say with a pinch of salt. However, it seems to be unanimous across the community that Jarvis was dating Naziyah's auntie Shannon, and was even staying in the same house at one point. It is also rumoured that Shannon knew of his past convictions, which makes this decision all the more harrowing. But to make matters even worse, the reasoning that many have been putting behind why Naziyah disappeared is that Jarvis may have gotten her pregnant, and so, as a means of hiding the evidence, he may have committed a truly vile act in order to save himself. Now, once again, let me just say that this is only a theory for now, and no evidence has been officially shared with the public to back this up. But if these allegations were in fact true, then I wouldn't be surprised if Jarvis disposed of Naziyah's body somewhere that the police would struggle to find it, such as the Detroit River, which is only located a short drive away from her last official sighting. However, before I get too carried away here, I must remind you that until we have a definitive answer in this case, we have to stay vigilant that anything is possible. So until that day comes, I will continue to pray that Naziyah can somehow find a way to return home to her family. As if there's one thing I've learnt after covering so many cases, is that miracles do sometimes happen. So while we wait for the police to come forward with more information, please make sure to share Naziyah's story with as many people as you can, as in my opinion, her case deserves to have more media coverage than it's currently getting, and from their Facebook posts, I know her family would be eternally grateful for your support. Anyway, on that note, I think I'll leave this video here. But until next time,
basically like broke it down. And all I can say is, bro, like, to be 41 years old and try to like do that to a little girl, it can be your daughter, it could be your granddaughter, bro, that just sick, bro. But he ain't got to worry about it though, cause like when he get in prison, they gonna get him, you know what I'm saying? They find out what he did, especially to like a little girl, oh, they gonna get him. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, bro. I ain't gonna speak much on it because I'm still trying to learn the case. I'm still trying to learn what's going on. They say there was a lot of stuff going on in the family that certain people knew certain stuff was going on and they didn't do nothing about it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going off what people saying on their YouTube channel. Do y'all think she's still somewhere like alive, or do y'all think she's killed? I think she's been killed because it's been over a year, bro. They say like when she got pregnant, I believe they just really like turned him into a monster, which he was already a monster, but what made him go the extra mile, if y'all get what I'm coming from. But that being said, bro, this your boy Dre, like I always say, we out there, bit, man.
Can't wait till I get rich so y'all can tell me that I'm selfish, but I got it by myself. Can't nobody say they help me.